Hello, welcome back. Jess Flicks with Jesse once again. We're gonna get into a new review for a new-ish movie. I'm a little behind the ball on this, as I usually am. Evil Dead Rise. I just got to go see that, and it's cool. I'm not gonna get into that part yet. It's cool though. It is a cool flick. So we'll start. First of all, it's directed by a man named Lee Cronin. I'm not going to do my usual rant of this is what he's made before and what I think about it, because I have not seen shit this guy has made before. I'm not going to front on you guys. It's probably good stuff. I'm actually pretty sure it probably is, just because of how much I thought this movie was good and how it came out. I don't know dick about this dude. I'm not going to front. So moving on, Lee Cronin, director. We'll dive into the cast right now as well. Beth, who's like our antagonist in this, our Ash, I guess. Not really, just but the hero of the movie, I guess you'd call her. Lily Sullivan plays her a fantastic job. Ellie, our antagonist, who is her sister, Beth's sister. She's the one who gets possessed. This is all in the trailer and stuff, so I'm gonna try to keep this as spoiler free as possible. Really good job, really good villain, but she plays both sides of this cat. We'll get into that stuff in a minute, but really good job. And then there's the three children, Ellie's children. Bridget, she's played by Gabrielle Eccles. Danny, played by Morgan Davies. Why am I fucking that up? Davies. And Cassie, played by Nell Fisher. And anybody who's watched my channel, or at least reviews, and I know I haven't done a lot in a while, but the older stuff, I always bring up like the kid actors and how much it can make or break a movie, frankly. They did a great job. I've seen a lot of that lately. There's been like a resurgence of these really great performances coming from kids that probably blows my mind that they can do such a great job. Very convincing role, acting. And all three of these kids did fantastic. And yeah, like I said, there's been a resurgence of that, from It to Black Phone, all this stuff. I've seen a lot of really cool performances from some really young people, and I think that's awesome. So actually diving into the movie now, though. So first and foremost, the opening, cool, very cool. Gets you gripped. God, I don't want to say too much about it, I guess. I mean, yeah. Anyway, it's a very cool opening. It gets right to it. There's a little fun. They play with some fun stuff. There's just a couple of fun setups in it, I guess I could say, that kind of poke fun. It's really kind of meta on like the Sam Raimi style of how he shoots, which I'm going to get into in a minute here. Sam Raimi being, of course, the original and creator of the Evil Dead, made the first three. Always played a big part in getting these movies made, even when he wasn't directing them, and has made a lot of really, really, really cool movies. One of my favorite directors. Very noticeable style that he has, so there was some fun at that, and it has probably one of the best title card reveals I've seen in a long time. Like, it was really, I was just like, oh shit, that's awesome. Like, really creative, really well done, really well executed. So again, yeah, it grabs you right out the gate, gives you you're in the Evil Dead, like, really quickly. And then we get into, the bulk of the movie. So we'll get like with the characters. Again, like I mentioned, all the actors do a fantastic job. They do something different in this one that I liked a lot, and it was that it's not a bunch of, teens in a cabin, or young adults in a cabin, whatever you want to, the usual stuff, friends. This is a family, and it's a surprisingly well fleshed out family. And the movie's runtime's like just over an hour and a half. It's not a long movie. There's not a lot of fat. They don't spend a tremendous amount of time, giving you backstory, building these characters and these relationships. But the time they do spend on it works, and it works really well. You get the dynamic, you get what's going on with these people, their relationships with each other, who you get a little bit of who they are individually even, and it's really done quickly. It doesn't feel rushed, but it just gets through it. and establishes all this stuff, and you care about them. And I like that. I was like, every member of that family, you knew them, and you could empathize. And they're really, it's just incredibly well developed in such a quick amount of time. So it's very effective, and it's a good twist on this whole Evil Dead thing. As I mentioned earlier, Ellie, the mother, is awesome. She's an awesome mother. She's really cool. She's an awesome sister to Beth. And you really like her. Like the again, Evil Dead movie. If you guys know, I mean, hopefully you guys have seen this. I'm not going to go crazy on the spoilers, but the scene when she gets like possessed, it's like, it's kind of almost heartbreaking. You feel really bad because she's just you like her. You don't want this horrible thing to happen to her. And as it goes on, and as she becomes like the villain, and the way she, the Evil Dead stuff is that you're gonna fuck with the people that you care about using personal stuff, is really kind of hard hitting to me. It was really noticeable. Maybe as I'm getting older, I'm more sensitive to that kind of thing. But like, just, I mean, mothers, who's the person you can always turn to, right? Your mother. I mean, at least most people. I know not everybody has the same life. I get that, but generally speaking, your mom is the one who's going to look out for you, is always going to be there, and always going to take care of things for you. And if she's the one trying to get you, and not just trying to get you, but she's really getting under your skin with some really, like I said, personal stuff, and just, I mean, it really, it hit hard. And I thought it was really a cool and fucked up way to take it. And I really dig that. I dig that, I don't know, man. Like I said, Alyssa Sutherland, who played Ellie, her performance was on point, and she was creepy. And that was another thing too. I'm going to bounce. This is how I do reviews. I'm sorry, my brain's, I got notes, but it sounds too robotic. There's like a handful of jump scares in this movie, which is something that's kind of gotten a little, too much in modern movies. I feel like horror movies, we rely on jump scares way too much. It just takes away from them. They're not fun anymore. You're just walking through a haunted house. I mean, they can be fun for what they are, I guess, if that's the kind of movie you're watching, but they were done well in this. Like, there was just a few of them, and each one of them I thought was really earned. I thought they were really well placed. I didn't feel like they were cheap. They were just like this scary moment. A lot of what makes this movie so effective is how creepy it is. The way things are framed, and I'm going to kind of segue into like the style portion of this, is I mentioned it kind of in the intro that Lee Cronin and the style, the way it was shot, and I haven't seen his other stuff, so I can't speak on him specifically. There's definitely more than just a Raimi ripoff style here, but there was a lot of Raimi influence, and it works. It works really well. I mean, just as I was watching it, there's so many shots. It's really beautiful. Like, it's planned out. You can just, the way things are framed and stuff that's how they're building the tension. It's cool. It's like an old school style of filmmaking in a lot of ways. Stuff that's, you think you see something in the background. Is there movement back there? Is something happening? The build up. It's fantastic, and I really, really dig that about this movie. It was just creepy, and as an Evil Dead movie should be. I mean, the jump back a little bit, the 2013 Fede Alvarez remake, I loved it. I was the first one to say, don't you dare, don't mess with Evil Dead. Sam Raimi's not in it, Bruce Campbell's not in it, female lead, we gotta have Ash. I ate my words. They did a good job. They went for it. And I'll say the same with this one. I wasn't as apprehensive after seeing 2013, but they went for it. They really, really went for it. Spoiler-ish little note here, because I like you guys. I don't want you to walk into something you're not expecting. The kids aren't safe. I'm going to say that right now. I'm not going to get too specific, but I was a couple of moments when my jaw was on the floor with what was going on the screen. Nobody's safe in this movie. And that was cool too. Like I said, when I say they went for it, and they went for it a couple of times. Gore wise, I'm not going to say that it was worse than 2013. It might even been like a little bit less graphic, and that's tough to say. I can't say that 100% sure. There's just certain things I think that stand out in 2013 to me a little bit more than this one. But this movie does not hold back. If you're a gore hound, if you like that shit, you're gonna love this flick. The effects, from what I could tell, I would say were mostly practical. There's stuff towards the end and the climax that I think has to be some CGI, but I couldn't really tell. I mean, you just mentally, you're like, how'd they pull that off? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was practical, but it's hard for me to believe that they would let them do that. But a lot of it was practical. Lots of blood, lots of puke, lots of icky stuff. The cheese grater scene we all seen hinted at in the trailer comes after a scene that actually might be worse, and that's saying something. So it'll get your skin crawling. I won't say I looked away, but I started to squint in a couple of moments. There was a couple of things and I was just like, Jesus, this is awesome. This is Evil Dead. So kudos, they went for it, they owned it, they did it. Same with again, I know I'm ping-ponging all over the place because that's what I do. My brain doesn't work right. The style, though, the way it was shot, there were some really just awesome set pieces. One in particular, and again, we kind of get alluded to snippets of it a little bit, I think, in the trailer, is there's a hallway scene.
Nothing a big old hug and kiss from you won't fix. Open up now, like a good girl.
But it's seen through a peephole, and it is really well done. It's really cool. It's freaky. It's gnarly. It's exciting. So anyway, going on in the climax, this movie is cool. It gets intense. It gets really intense. The suspense again. I really appreciated the suspense. It's rare. That you might have tinges of it here and there, but there was good sections of this movie where you're just kind of like, once it gets going, it's going, and you're not sure what's going to happen next. I mean, you can kind of guess some of the stuff. Probably it's not 100% unpredictable, but it really goes for it, and I really appreciate that. I've seen other reviews. I've seen some other reviews, and they were saying, it's a horror movie we've been wanting for a while, because you don't get them like this. You don't get, especially in the big screen, you don't get them like this. The sound design, to bounce around again in thoughts, the sound design is fantastic. It adds so much to like the creepiness of the movie. The editing is top tier. I loved it. I thought it was great. It wasn't obnoxious editing. It was just really well done. There's some cool cuts that just really make the movie. So anyway, before I ramble too much, absolutely check it out. If you're a horror movie fan, go check it out. I know I really pumped the gore stuff up because I want to make sure, if you for some reason wouldn't expect it, I don't want you to know, ooh, Jesse, this is disgusting. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. It's not the worst thing you're going to see, but for a wide release movie, there is some shit in this that just like was, I can't recall a time since the 2013 Evil Dead that I was in a movie theater and had people were squirming all around me through multiple scenes, and I dug that. I like that shit. I'm into it. I love practical effects. They really did make a point, obviously, to use practical effects in this. It was clear. Again, I know there has to be some CG in there. That's fine. Cool movie though, man. Cool, 100% cool movie. If you got cool kids, take them. I don't care. I mean, language isn't that bad. No nudity, I don't think. So I mean, it's a little gory. Kids got half a head on them. They can understand what's going on. Enjoy it. It's a wild ride, and again, it's short, quick, and fun. And it's just, it's one I would definitely recommend. Unfortunately, I think it's coming out of theaters already. I think I barely caught it. I think it is streaming. Still watch it, but you can rent it on streaming. But yeah, hopefully you got a good sound system, because again, I said the sound design was the shit. It added a lot to the movie, as any good movie would. So to wrap up, I'm just going to give this the thumbs up approval. I'm not going to give like number scores right now. I don't know where I would put this. And I kind of keep changing what my number grading is anyway, so there's kind of no consistency to that. So for now, I'm just going to say check it out. If you're a horror movie fan, if you haven't seen it yet, if you're not me and you've actually seen it when it came out, go for it. Go check it out. But until then, let me know what you think in the comments below, please. Like, share, subscribe. Give me recommendations down below, some movies to check out. I'm doing that Jesse's Lost Gold series as well, so I'm kind of going back and doing older movies, but kind of things that have slid under the radar, at least for maybe a new generation. So if throw them down. Maybe I've seen it and I can go ahead and do a review on it anyway. I always like to watch and refresh. So leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this movie. Let me know what you think next time. What I should do, I'm probably going to do a Scream 7 review. I know it came out a while. It's already on streaming. But I watched it, in the theater. I just didn't get a chance to make the review for it. So I will do that shortly, in the near future at least. Until next time, take care.